Uh, I'm so happy having opportunity to be talking to you today. I think this session is about summing up about the strategic leadership and what I will do. But let me confess, we are just sharing information. We are not, whatever we'll be dealing with you here is just a matter of that you are actually the real leaders and the knowledge with you. So it's just a matter of sharing information. What I would like to do is really to zoom in now to a specific case study, especially for South Sudan. A bad case study which I would like people to remind you. But I want really to equally ask a very fundamental questions also about whether national security strategy is so relevant and important to Africa. Because sometimes some of these concepts, we take them for granted and we're becoming engineering it in our system while we don't have a real grasp whether it is really important for Africa. And then maybe some of the lessons we can learn from the development that can make the national security strategy a people-driven, as my colleague mentioned. And then I will, with some of those key takeaways. Now, I think we have been talking about the issue of vision, and I want really to reiterate it again, because it is so central. And I'm saying most of the strategies, they have learned a lot from the business and management. And it is because the firm and the organization are quite important. The state are learning from, even the leaders are learning from the management and how you run the business. These are the main components for any success, and I think it is very important to highlight this point. One of them is issue of values. The values, countries have shown when you rest your managerial work on the values is very important. Japan, a good example, how they use their values as a mechanism for them to be a success in the firm and in the organization. What we are seeing is that in Africa, values, they manage to sustain over time. It is these values that you have to focus on, your own values. Some are not good, but remember, these are the values which manage you to be a human being and to sustain your societies. The second one is about the leadership. I don't want, because leadership has been discussed. But the most important thing is the strategy. That's the central issue for you to drive you to that vision. I want to keep this one in mind because these are very important. Now, in issues of leadership, one thing I want to highlight, there's a debate now about this issue of ethical leadership. To what level we can actually ground the leadership into our values and norms. So I want you to leave you with this. These are the component for any success. And you could clearly see here the strategy is very central to the issue of success. I just want to use this one. I know Raymond used this one and Emil used this one. But it is one thing that I want you to highlight about the strategy. It is issue of risk. And how these components are quite dynamics. And the stabilizing one is the strategy, the concept. Sometimes the issue of risk is quite important because it's not only about ends, means, and ways. It's about how you deal with the threats. And that is central for the strategy. Three things I want you from the management side also, things I want you to keep in mind. Is strategic leadership. You have three components that are very important. We did not talk much about strategic thinking. Think out of the box, how much you can do things, because sometimes we're caught up in a system whereby we produce the same everything. But when you talk strategy, you get away and look at the bigger picture. Another one is strategic design. That is exactly the strategy. And then the last one is the implementation when we talk about issues of the management of resources. These are key components and are enriched with this issue of value. So let me go now to some of the components. I'm just, because this is a summing up of the module one. I would like you to go back with this this model. What I like with it, it is from U.S. Army War College. It is so comprehensive. And it's something I want you to take it with you to help you. It exactly coupled with what Emil presented. What is good with this one is that you can see a very important components of any strategy, external and internal threats, as you can see from the end. But the most important thing is these enduring values and beliefs. This is about the national purpose, that's the vision. And look at these three components. It is at this level that you can, I mean, when you talk about the national objectives, the ends, and the national power, and the strategy, it's a very good, it's a good model that you can help you when you are talking about the national security development in your countries. Let me now go further, because some of these issues have been discussed, but let me come to issue of vision. How many countries have vision? Or can you raise your hands if you have vision in your country? Okay. The good thing about Africa, we have wells of visions. We have so many of them. So many. 2050, 2060, 2040. The question is that what quality of vision are we having? To what level the people have been engaged in it? How much are we committing ourselves to it? So the issue is not about the vision that you have in the offices. It's the vision, how have you involved